In this video, I'll show you exactly how I made time for training, school, games, and recruiting as a busy high school baseball player. I've played 7 years of professional baseball between the St. Louis Cardinals and San Diego Padres, spent 3 years at the D1 level at NC State, competed in a World Baseball Classic, and have trained alongside MLB stars. I've also helped over 200 high school baseball players and families inside my Mendoza Baseball Academy learn how to balance it all. And trust me, the last tip is the difference between burnout and breakthrough. So it really comes down to this mindset shift. Guys, if you have the mindset to be able to make the time and to be productive on the things that we truly care about, that is going to be the biggest shift that you can possibly make. It's not that you have to find the time, it's that you make the time. The players that I like to work with, they don't find the reason not to do the work. They find every reason to do the work. And again, guys, I've been able to train alongside MLB stars like Fernando Tatis, Yadier Molina, Manny Machado, Juan Soto, just to name a few. And these guys don't make the excuse that they're busy because ultimately they have only one priority. And I think a lot of people, and I've been listening to some podcasts, some audiobooks, things like that, the word priority means there's only one. And for whatever reason, there's this misconception that now we have priorities, right? It's plural, which kind of diffuses the whole aspect of the word. This is where, honestly, as a parent, we need to make sure that our sons have a priority. And yes, like school is a priority. I'm not going to dismiss the fact that our education needs to be there. Yes, practice is a priority. Yes, your other kids have priorities as well. But that's where we really need to emphasize what is our true priority, because we make the time for what our priorities are. And this is a simple way of going about it is, all those names that I just listed, the Juan Sotos, the Yadier Molinas, the, Shohei Ohtanis, we all have the same 24 hours. So if we truly prioritize something, we will make the time for it. It's as simple as that, guys. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. If you are serious about playing baseball at the next level, that is a priority to you, and you're going to find the time to make it work. You're not going to give everyone the excuse that you have homework and tests and quizzes, because let's be honest, every other high school baseball player in the entire country has the same challenges. And sometimes it's a sacrifice of our time that helps us play at that next level. And if you're not willing to sacrifice your time, probably not going to play at that next level. So ultimately, what I want you to do is to decide what's important to you as a baseball player. And of course, if you're a parent listening to this, share this video over with your son, because you have to decide what's important to you and then ultimately protect it. Also, if you are interested in working one-on-one with me inside my remote training program, the Triple Play, go down below in the description to learn a little bit more about it. Another huge component that I think helped me when I was in high school, and I was taking all the AP classes, it was called ACE. That's like the partner program that actually helped me go to Sarasota High School. But there was a lot of dynamics of wanting to make sure my academics were solid, because I think my weighted GPA was probably like a 4.4, and then my unweighted was like a 3.95 or something like that. I think that's how it is nowadays. I'm not sure if it's weighted or unweighted or if I mix those up, but ultimately I was a straight A student. I got it done in the classroom. School was very important to me, and I also decided to study aerospace engineering in college because I always thought, academics are an important aspect of my life, and it's also a great plan B if baseball doesn't work out. But I never let academics be the reason why I couldn't train. I couldn't do two-a-days in high school, and ultimately this all came down to me being able to time block my time. So this is where it's important to schedule out, obviously, your school days, your homework, your practice days, your games, your individual training. And if we're not able to see it on the calendar, if we don't have an understanding of what our future days are going to look like, maybe tomorrow we look into our calendar, what does it actually look like? This is going to give us a good understanding of what we need to be doing, when we need to be doing it, and overall, it gives us a sense of security that we are on the right path if we set out that calendar and ultimately stick to it. We also need to treat these time blocks as unavoidable appointments, right? And this is something that I've honestly kind of loved the perspective of, because I've had times where typically on Wednesdays, I don't like to do too much. I want to be a little bit more relaxed. I tell myself that is my one off day of the week. And sometimes I kind of just sit back and don't do anything. And honestly, I've gone back and forth with ChatGPT a ton. And Tuesday night, I always want to have a schedule set out for myself on Wednesday, whether it's leisure activities or not. Like ultimately, I just want to have a schedule so that way I can see and predict the future of what my next day is going to look like. So no different for you or your high school baseball player. Have that schedule so that way he knows exactly what to do. So that way he's not getting caught up of, man, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't feel like doing this. It's already on the calendar, just stick to it. Another thing that I used to do in high school that helped me out tremendously as a busy high school baseball player, taking the academics very seriously, was stacking small habits. What this means is we're trying to pair productive activities with another. So in all reality, homework, right? It's something that we already do, finish our homework, and then couple that exercise, mental exercise, right, for school with maybe a sprinting program right after. So now we have a good habit of getting our homework finished right once we get home, and then pairing it with a sprinting program that makes, maybe takes 15 or 20 minutes. So if we're able to stack these positive habits back to back with another, that's going to help develop our skills, develop our physicality, develop our mental fortitude to ultimately keep going in this game. Because there's going to be so much failure in this game that we can't control that. But we can control stacking these habits, being productive, time blocking. These are all things within our control. So it's important to, again, protect it. All right, this one's gonna hit hard on the parents especially. So we're eliminating these time leaks. And what is a time leak? Mindlessly doom scrolling on our phones, just being on our phones, watching a screen late at night, and ultimately not doing anything to achieve our dreams and our goals. Yes, every high school baseball player and even parent out there, yes, you're going to doom scroll, you're going to be on your phone, you're going to be doing this and that. Is it the most productive thing? Without a doubt, no. Is it somewhat needed to wind down and relax and have a little bit of me time? Yes, sure. But again, it comes down to the prioritization on what we're trying to achieve. And if you're actually trying to play college baseball, let alone D1 baseball, think about how much those D1 athletes are scrolling on their phone. And I can almost assure you it's way less than those players that say they want to play D1 baseball. They're not doing anything to achieve it. And this is a huge mindset that I think really should resonate with you as a high school baseball player or parent. Every time that you say yes to something, an event, a party, a get together with your friends, you're saying no to something else. And for example, when I was in college, there was a lot of times that I was saying yes to hitting in the cages at midnight. I was hitting in the cages at 7 a.m. after our 6 a.m. conditioning. So all these times I was saying yes, think about like a Friday night. And especially in high school, I was at the YMCA every Friday night as a way of just me feeling good about myself. Honestly, I said yes to the gym because I wanted to say no to the Friday night football game. I wanted to say no to the parties. I wanted to say no to all the other distractions that were out there in high school and also in college. So the times that I was saying no to all of those things, I was saying yes towards my dreams and my goals. And this is where I'd say a lot of high school baseball players, once they get to college, they start to fall off. And I saw this firsthand. So take it from me. I played D1 baseball. I was also on a top ranked travel ball team, FTB, back in the day when there was only like one or two teams. We were absolutely nasty, by the way. But there were some pitchers that were throwing 90, 92 miles an hour as a senior in high school. They were disgusting. They got to college and they fell off. And I can only assume, because I wasn't at their respective university, but I can only assume that there was a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of competition, and ultimately the prioritization of playing baseball at the next level once you get to college wasn't necessarily there. So again, every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to another thing. And last one, this is probably by far one of the most important aspects of what to do as a high school baseball player who is incredibly busy with school, academics, other commitments. It's treating recovery as a priority. Without energy, you can plan a packed calendar. You can be great at calendar sorting, time blocking, thinking your calendar or your next day is going to be great. But But again, if you don't have the energy to actually fulfill those things, it doesn't really matter. So this is where sleep, nutrition, your hydration in the hot summer, making sure that you're drinking enough water, you're eating the correct meals, you're snacking in the right ways. We need to use these, especially the downtime in our performance, as a performance tool, especially our sleep, especially our diet, guys. If we're snacking, we're eating candy, we're just not treating our bodies like a Ferrari. Guys, you don't put normal gas into a Ferrari. And this is a fun phrase that we used to throw around the locker room in professional baseball, because you don't put regular gas in a Ferrari. We are Ferraris as high performers in our respective sport. So it is important to make sure that we're putting in that premium gasoline. We need that gas, that fuel, and ultimately that fuel is going to help our performance and make us an elite athlete. So again, premium gas only for those Ferraris. Now, if you are interested on how to email college coaches using my email template that I teach all of my students inside my Mendoza Baseball Academy to use, click this video on your screen right now.